I'm just waiting for her. She's got the camera. All right. Because I've been teaching a lot. I've taught over 1 billion people around the world over the last, 30 years, let's say. And I have philosophies. And what I find is when I make a bold statement, I always get tested. So it's easy to say, oh, my home is always open, right? And then there's the test, 12 friends will show up unexpectedly, expect me to cook. And it's great, it tests. But I've always had this thing where I believe that a lot of people don't live fully because they're afraid of the end. They're afraid of getting hurt. And I've always said I'm so comfortable with death, as you can hear with my dad's death. I just realized it's the only thing I'm certain about, or one of the few things I'm certain about. So I'm totally in love with the concept. And we saw that at his bedside. But then, right in the middle of, I don't like using the P word or the C word, didn't use them at all, but I'll use it here so you know what I'm talking about. During the pandemic, I wasn't allowed to fly back to Canada because they closed the borders. I didn't mind, I had a boat down in Antigua, so I was on my boat in Antigua, and I had an accident one night. And I woke up underwater, alone, and I smashed 6 ribs. 2 were broken in pieces, punctured my lung, and because I was unconscious, the other one was full of water. So anyway, somehow I managed to get out of the water, and I lay for 2.5 hours on the dock. Finally, they came and got me. It was a third world hospital in Antigua, and the ambulance they pushed me on the gurney, and I spent 2.5 days on the same gurney because there were no beds. The hospital was a mess, no running hot water, but there was COVID everywhere. And for the first time, and I was pretty fit. I was fitter then than I am right now. And I stay pretty fit, but I just was like, oh my gosh, I've got one lung. And I was in a bad way. I don't know if you've ever cracked one rib, but I mean, you try and, they say the way to inflate the lung is to cough and sneeze. I mean, it's ridiculous. Because you can't even blink without it hurting, right? You've been there, right? So, I thought, this could be it. I think. Well, actually on the dock, I was certain I was going to die. Absolutely certain. I was certain. Because I couldn't breathe and I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't know I'd broken my ribs. I'm laying there for 2 hours, right? 2.5 hours. And I thought this is it. And a guy came from another boat. And I said, Robin, tell my kids I died happy. Tell them I died. And I was sounding like this. Tell my kids I died. Smile on my face. And I just relaxed. I really, really thought I was done. But I just remember, I knew I was going to say the last words were going to be beautiful. That's why I wanted my dad to hear singing when he died, not, I was all crying, right? But then, when I got back to Canada, actually, Kathy Cooper called me and said, there's a clinic in Mexico that's being headed up by this French scientist. They do really incredible work, and I think you should go and get some healing work done. And they use every kind of modality. And with some you would maybe agree with, some you wouldn't. High level doctor. Her name's Brigitte. I compare her to, she's like Mahatma Gandhi meets Mother Teresa type of thing. It's just like unbelievable. So they do these 2 days of protocol. I was there for 2 weeks. Every day different treatments. Really high level stuff. But they did this one treatment where they cleaned the blood. And they put you on a dialysis machine, and all the blood is pumped out of your body, it goes through the machine, and comes back in the other side. She walks in and she looks at me, and she said, would you come and see me after? I said, sure. So I wander outside, and go to her office. She said, I'm going to take you back into the treatment room, and I want you to look at somebody else's blood. I said, okay. So I wander back in, and there was an American lady sitting there, and I'm looking at the blood going out of her body, and I'm like, wow. That's different. So we got back to Brigitte's office. She said, what was the difference? I said, well, my blood looks so clean, almost identical going out as it did coming in. She said, what was her blood like? I said, it's dark red, had like white lumps in it. She said, that's common. For a woman that age in North America, that is common. I have 2 questions for you. Both of them will sound strange coming from a scientist. And she's in a white coat. I should ask her later. She said, do you consider yourself a positive person? I said, yeah. I wake up positive. go to bed positive. I don't hold on to negative energy. I forgive first. I laugh a lot. You know, I don't take things too seriously. She said, your blood tells me that. And then she said, and I swear on my children's lives, I have 2 boys, both of them. She said, my other question is, do you use isogenics? And I'm like, what? She said, I know, it's strange. She said, but I've only seen that with 4 patients. And all of them had used isogenics for 10 years or more. And I said, yeah, I've been using isogenics for 17 years. So she, and I could see it. And you know what she did? I had to, originally there were 4 treatments for blood cleaning, for that protocol. And I went back for 1 more visit. And she said, there's no point cleaning your blood. Your blood's clean. And remember, I'm 63 in a few weeks, right? And it's just like, to see it visually coming through and leaving your body, and her saying your positive thinking and your food are the reason why that looks like that. Is that crazy?
Oh my God.
I just need a time check, because I'm not going to take what I love in cars.